Okay, so we're back. Now, one thing that I did have in this particular diagram here, or summary table, was a cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequencies are usually for ordinal data, which is data that's numerical, and so we don't really tend to do a cumulative frequency for this data. So we're pretty much done for our categorical data. But if we scroll down, we've got a similar table for our discrete data. This, remember, is data where it's numerical. So there's numbers that are bigger and smaller than others. But at the same time, values, not all values are possible. So it's a little bit sort of a combo between discrete and continuous in that respect. Okay? So I'm making it a little bit bigger here just so we can see our table, and of course we can see our data set. Our data set here is number of people who live in the household. And so for the value and for the frequency, we want to calculate the frequency for particular values the same way we would for How I Met Your Mother or Family Guy or Big Bang Theory. Okay? So I'm going to sort of zoom in a little bit, but not much. What I do want to do is do one sort of highlight of this particular area with my function, and then copy it and retype it in or repaste it in as time goes by. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to calculate the frequency here for number 1, the number of times that number 1 appears. And you can see that it appears, looks like it appears 1 time. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And remember, to calculate frequency, what we do is we press our fx function, and then we take our countif function. You can either type it in here and search, or it's already here because we frequently used it. Insert the function, and then remember, for the range, you're going to take the data range. And in this case, it's not B1 to B21. It's going to be D2 to D21. It's rather than B2 to B21 because, of course, we have a different data set located in a different spot. Okay? I'm going to highlight that. Just copy that. So right-click, copy. Okay, I've got that all set and ready to go. And don't forget for my criteria. Remember, I'm doing this for number 1, so I literally put the number 1. Okay, press done, and it goes ahead and it counts 1, 1. And I know that there's 1, 1 because if you look through there, you only see 1, 1. Okay, now that I've highlighted this data set, I don't really need to work too much there anymore. So I'm going to sort of zoom in a bit more on my data table and make it as big as I can so we can see what's going on here. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing for my frequency for number 2. Now, there's faster ways to do it. I'm not going to go too much into how to do faster ways, only because for some people, it may be too much to learn too quickly. Okay, if you do want me to go over a faster way, go ahead and send me an email or a comment in the particular area for the Excel assignment or for the Excel work on Monday or Tuesday, whenever I schedule it for you. And you can go ahead and I can go ahead and make you another video and figure it out. But anyway, I'm going to go through it step by step. It's going to be a little bit boring. It's going to be a little bit plotting. But remember, countif, insert function. Okay, I've already got my data set because I copied it. I'm going to paste. But you could type in D2 to D21. Don't forget the semicolon. For the criteria, I'm going to put the number 2. And then I press enter. And there's no 2s. If I go back and look, yeah, I don't see any 2s. Okay, so for 3, countif, insert function, paste that data range, and then put 3. Okay, and there's 4 3s it appears to be there. For number 4, countif, insert function, paste, number 4, and then I'm going to bore you guys for the next couple of seconds. Hopefully I can do it quickly. I should have shown you the faster way to do it, but I just don't want to confuse anybody because it can be a little bit challenging. And we should be hopefully pretty good by this now because we did the same thing for categorical data. So we're getting there and hopefully developing some proficiency and some confidence as we go through this. Okay, and again, for each particular category, I'm doing a countif, inserting the function, pasting the data set, and then for criteria, I'm putting the actual value. So don't forget, for this one, I'm doing 8, so I put in 8. Okay, and then done. And then number 9, countif, insert function, data range, and then 9. If you do decide to do these things quickly, Now, as it is, it looks like 7, 8, 9, and 10 aren't really important. If you look in this data set, well, I think our largest number that we see is 6. Yeah. So that we really didn't need the rest of these categories. So we probably could have deleted this. Delete 7, 8, 9, and 10 because there is no frequency values for those. Okay? I've already done a sum here. I should erase that. Okay? And what we can do here, I'm going to put the sum up here. And go ahead and redo that operation. Okay, the sum for these values is not important, but the sum for the frequency should total to 20. So when I go ahead and I do the, again, type it in here if you need to, sum, but it's already in there for us. Okay, find sum, insert the function, and then again, you want it to add up all this. Press enter, and you press done, and there it is, and it adds up to 20. So I know, remember before it was 19, but that's because we had one that was unanswered. Now for the relative frequency, again, I'm going to be putting in the formula. Okay, I'm going to do some absolute cell referencing in here too. So I'm going to go equals to, for my own formula, 1 divided by, or this K13 divided by K20. But I'm not going to, I want the K13 to change, but I don't want the K20 to change. So what I do is, again, I put in those dollar signs in front of K20 to keep that the same, but the K13, I want it to be able to slide as we move downwards. And so it goes K13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, but each of them are still going to be divided by that same number 20. Okay? Total this all up again. We can go ahead and sum it up, and we should get 1. Another way that we can drag, of course, is we can take the formula. This is a sum formula of all the values that are above it. So we want another sum formula of all the values above it. So I can also drag to the right. Oops. I don't know what happened there. Either way, I'll just do a sum function. That's fine. Insert it, and then do all that. And then go done. And there we go, and we have 1. Now, for the cumulative frequency, a little bit more happens here. Remember, it's the number of values that are 1 or less. Well, of course, the number of values that are 1 or less, we just go equals, and it's this cell. That's all it is. But we can actually put in a formula for this one. Now, the formula we put is, we put an equals, and then we put the number that are in the 2, and we also want to put the 1. But we don't want to go this plus this plus this plus this. What we want to do is we want to go 0 plus the cumulative frequency that's before it, because the cumulative frequency that's before it is actually all of the values that are before it. So if you, oops, sorry, I forgot to put an addition sign, my mistake. So we go equals, and we take this cell, which is new, and then we plus, and you just put a plus sign, and we add it to this cell. And then we press enter, and it's still going to be 0 plus 1, which is 1, because of course 0 and 1, there's still 1 that's 2 or less. Now 3 or less we know is 4, 0, and 1, but we're going to use this little formula that we created here. Again, equals this value plus this value, and go return. And it's 5, which is 4 plus 0 plus 1, which is 5. So that's what we expect. What I'm going to do now is drag it, and it should do the cumulative frequency for all of it. Okay? And here you can see, of course, the cumulative frequency, for example, for 5 is going to be 2 plus 9, 11, plus 4, 15, plus 0, 15 still, plus 1 is 16, and the answer we get is 16. Okay, so you can put in any number of formulas in order to do that. Okay, doing a sum of this doesn't really stand or make any reason, so we don't bother with a sum of that. But that's a cumulative frequency. Okay, and you can create little formulas and stuff for it, or you can just do it by hand if you want to. But again, if you have a lot of data values, it's nice to be able to do a formula for it. Okay, so hopefully that's okay to do all of these stats as a review again. Maybe what I'll do is I'll start off next by doing a cumulative frequency graph, and then we'll go on to do categorical data, continuous data, which is data values that have no spaces between the variables. All values are possible.